Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to take a quick look at Axie Infinity. And before we do, we usually look at Bitcoin, but I can summarize it in just a couple of sentences. Price is hovering right around 61,000, keeps testing 60,000. There might be a break to the downside, but it's likely the price will hold based on the fact that that 60,000 mark is holding as a very strong support level. There's also a volume profile right around 61,000, which is exactly where the price is at. So it's kind of reaffirming that position, right? So in other words, tremendous amount of volume at that point. And in turn, I think that's a very good support sign, right? Anyways, you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. You should always do your own research. And if you don't want to do your own research, perhaps you'd like to join my Patreon community. I actually share signals with every single trade that I take. And it's actually a really cool experience. Average about 85% success rate overall. But the key takeaway here is that you're there to learn, right? A lot of my patrons are benefiting greatly by getting more educated on how to become better traders, right? So that's my goal, that's my passion, so check that out in your own time. Anyways, we're here for Axie. Let's go ahead and take a quick look here and see what's going on. Let's go look at the one-day chart first and then work our way down, right? That's what I feel like every good trader should do, kind of look at everything first. Now, taking a look at the one-day chart, really not much to note here except the 50 moving average is essentially working as a potential support. We'll see here soon if that were to kind of come into play. What's nice is that RSI is under 70 still, but just above 50. So for lack of better terms, with all this growth that Axie's had, it's been able to kind of average itself out and not blast through the RSI. So what this basically just means is the fact that we kind of almost have this cup and handle pattern where it will likely break to the upside. Solana did the same thing last week, and it just a matter of time before it breaks out to the upside. This has a lot of, I would say that pattern looks very good, but also it does have some bullish qualities here, and I like the way that it's laying out here so far. So let's look at smaller time frames to identify if there's anything else that looks good here as well. I love how the 50-day 7 moving average is holding the price action up. That's a great sign that the 200 is trailing behind. So it works really nice because we have a potential support about 130 with a 200, but also Fibonacci retracement lines at about 139 and 148. Okay, so good stuff there. We got some nice support levels there. So the price were to retrace for some reason. That's essentially what you're looking at. Also note too, it's got this pretty consistent resistance level about 164, where the price action still can't quite close above. Okay, so all well and good there, but still mostly bullish here. I see no bearish indicators here so far. Look at the 1 hour chart and see what's going on with the Ichimoku cloud. We are above the cloud, which is helpful. Obviously, that's considered a buy signal. I wouldn't say you just jump right in because of it, but it does kind of give us that indication that the price is willing to effectively bounce off of that, right? Because not only do we got the support level here, but the cloud also kept the price above it. So if it works as a continuous support level, the price continues over, there's a good chance it will continue up as well, right? So all in all, good stuff there. Let's go ahead and take a look at TD sequential. We got a reset at a 9. That's very, very standard. So keep this in mind if you're new to just say crypto or trading or TD sequential. It's referred to as Tom DeMark sequential. It basically takes a series of numbers and, well, more importantly, it takes the candlesticks and it evaluates that the current candlestick is higher than the fourth previous. Basically just implying that we have bullish momentum or bearish, divergence for lack of better terms. So if we see a 9 here, that basically means it's reached its peak and we've had 9 hours of bullish momentum and there's a chance the price will either retrace or go sideways. Right now it's retracing down to a 1, so we got that reset. So there's potential we might see 9 hours of either a consolidation or retracement. It's not a guarantee, right? It could bounce right back and break that resistance level, but you got to give it time to calm down, right? Every coin, no matter what, has to have this, it has this polarity where it can only go so high so fast, right? And that's what this kind of helps you with. It kind of helps you understand, all right, well, it's rose to the occasion. It did a pretty good little run here. Now it needs to calm down first before it legs up again. So that's what it's doing right now. So I like that it's consolidating. I think that's important. It's also getting rejected out at the resistance level here at about 164. So keep that in mind. That's playing in. The fact that it was at a 9 really close to when it was coming up there kind of plays into that, right? So say it was just started its bull run, it could have passed that resistance level potentially if that number was lower. Something to think about. But all in all, again, still very good signs. This is nothing to be concerned with. If the price comes down to say closer to 148, might be a good consideration to add to your position there. That wouldn't be a terrible thing, right? I love buying closer to support after we have retracement, but you probably just want to wait another 8 hours, for lack of better terms, to add to your position. Try not to get too hasty in that sense, right? Now again, it's good reverse, could jump right back up in about 15 minutes. You never truly know. But for lack of better terms, anytime you see TD sequential at a 9, you can expect some kind of consolidation afterwards, if nothing else, right? So let's just take a quick look at the prediction here and call it a day. So my prediction in most cases is just based on Fibonacci retracement. And simply put, when you look at Fibonacci, it's basically just doubling it, right? So in other words, this price action here, if we just double that, say that were to happen again in 1 week's time, then that would put us somewhere in this range here, right around $201, possibly 210. Okay, so that's the likelihood at month end. I would say it could even happen sooner, because bear this in mind, October 30th started this time frame here, so we're only about seven trading days is what we've seen here so far. So in the last 7 trading days, Fibonacci has provided these type of results. In other words, it could very well 2x its current position, not price, current position in the next week, right? That's potential. I'm more conservative. I feel more so that the month end would probably be more realistic, but that is a possibility. Okay, so let's just go ahead and mark that highest point, kind of see if we get there when we look at this next, or how much closer we are. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and mark one other one. Let's go ahead and go with 1.414. All right. So now we got some, potential resistance levels here. And, my advice, if you're considering setting a profit target, for example, you should always set 3 profit targets before you take entry. That's just a standard, right? Any good trader will have more than one target in place. Well, your profit targets should always be close to Fibonacci retracement lines, right? So if I'm going to set my profit target for this, I would set it just underneath this retracement line of 181 and make sure I set it at maybe 180 or 179. So that way, if the price comes up there and gets rejected, I still get filled. Okay, and then the same thing as well. If you want to be a bit on the lofty side, and you're shooting for 210, shoot for 209 or 208 instead. That way you can get filled in case the price comes up there and gets rejected, which is a very, very common situation for the resistance lines for Fibonacci. Right? Again, those are just some recommendations, something to consider. Not necessarily the sound advice, the most appropriate advice. It works very well for me, and that's how I stay profitable. But that's generally the concept of how I structure my targets, right? So again, final words here. It does look like we have a cup and handle pattern, right? And the likelihood of it breaking to the upside is fairly high. This is a pretty common breakout pattern. I would say about 70–80% of the time it breaks to the upside. So again, if I'm a gambling man, I would gamble on the fact it's going to go up before it goes down. But if it comes back down to just say $1.48, awesome. I would add to my position there if that was the case. So I hope you found benefit here. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below if you got in around like $3 or $4. I know there's some people that got in almost at the ground level here, and that's freaking amazing. So good for you. Keep on holding on. I can tell you what, in that case, no need to take profits for now. We're still in very good shape here with Axie Infinity. So thanks again for joining me here. Definitely check out my Patreon community if you want to become a better trader, and you might need a leg up with some extra signals, just some things that might help benefit you in the future. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.